Hey everyone, welcome to The Bold and the Beautiful. I'm Oma, and I'm so excited to have you here. If you love Bold and Beautiful update, then you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Alright, let's dive right in. I thought the worst pain I'd ever feel was losing someone I loved. But nothing could prepare me for this. The man I trusted, the man I thought was mine, looked me in the eye and told me the impossible. Luna, the girl we thought was dead, was alive. And worse, she had slept with him. At first, I couldn't even breathe. I kept repeating it, like if I said it enough times, it wouldn't be true. But then came the final blow: she's pregnant. Pregnant with his child. And while I was falling apart, she was smiling, rubbing her stomach, acting like this was some kind of love story. I don't know what hurts more, the betrayal, the lies, or the fact that now I'm forced to fight for a future that feels like it's already slipping through my fingers. I never thought my life would unravel in such a cruel, twisted way. You grow up believing that love, trust, and honesty are the cornerstones of any relationship, and then in one single night, all of that can be ripped out from under you like a rug pulled by someone who enjoys watching you fall. I was at the Forrester guest house when it all came crashing down. I still remember the way the words hit me. Like someone punched me right in the chest and knocked the wind out of me. Luna is alive. That's what Will told me. At first, I thought he was joking, or maybe drunk, or maybe I misheard him. I mean, Luna was dead. She was supposed to be gone. We had mourned her, buried her memory, and tried to move on. And then he just dropped that bomb like it was nothing. But that wasn't the end of it. Because right after telling me she was alive, Will confessed the part that shattered me completely. He had slept with her. My heart stopped. My brain refused to process the words. It felt like my ears were ringing, my vision blurry, like the world around me had gone into slow motion. Luna. You slept with Luna. I just kept repeating it, over and over, like maybe if I said it enough times it would stop being real. Will's eyes were wild, desperate, filled with shame and something else. Fear, maybe. He rushed to explain, tripping over his own words, saying he didn't know it was her, didn't even know she was alive. He told me he was drunk, extra drunk, more wasted than he'd ever been before, and that she must have spiked his drinks. He said she targeted him, that she waited until he was vulnerable, that he never wanted her. I wanted to believe him. God, I wanted to. But all I could think about was how it stole from me, how it stole from us. Our night, the one that was supposed to be ours alone, the one I had built up in my heart as the most special moment of my life. Instead, all I could see was her. Her hands on him. Her smile. Her lies. And I felt dirty, ruined, like I was living in someone else's nightmare. Electra, Will said, reaching for my hand, his voice breaking. I know it's hurtful, but there's more. I pulled my hand away. More? What more could there possibly be? That's when he told me about the confrontation, how he had tracked his attacker to an apartment and discovered it was Luna. For a moment, my chest loosened because I thought, okay, at least he stood up to her. At least his parents got involved. At least she's finally back in jail where she belongs. But no. She's at Bill's house, he said quietly. I remember staring at him, my nails digging into my palms so hard they left marks. What do you mean she's at Bill's house? Why isn't she locked up? He couldn't even look at me when he answered. And then, God, I wish he had never told me this next part. He told me about the purse. How, when they were hauling her off to the police, it had fallen to the ground. How a pregnancy test had slipped out. And how it was positive. That was it. That was the moment my world cracked in two. Luna's alive. You slept with her. And now she's pregnant with your child? I sobbed so hard I could barely breathe. My chest was heaving, my throat raw from the force of it. I felt like someone had ripped out my heart and stomped on it in front of me. Will dropped to his knees in front of me, tears running down his face, his hands clutching at mine like I was his only lifeline. Electra, please. Please, you have to know I love you. I never wanted her. She attacked me. I swear to you, you're the only one I want. I wanted to scream. I wanted to run. I wanted to hold him. I wanted to hit him. I wanted everything and nothing all at once. My body shook from the weight of emotions I didn't even know how to name. And somewhere across town, in the Spencer mansion, Luna was rubbing her stomach like she'd won some kind of prize. Like she wasn't the villain in this story, but the heroine. She was smiling, having flashbacks to when she cornered Will, when he was too far gone to fight her off. She was remembering it as if it were some romantic encounter. And the thought of her smirk, of her twisted satisfaction, made me sick to my stomach. She was planning her future. Our future. Talking to Will's parents, Katie and Bill, like they were already on board, like the idea of being grandparents to her child was going to magically erase everything she had done. She asked them almost gleefully, if it's a boy, would it be William Spencer IV? 5th? 10th? I wanted to scream at her. You don't get to joke about his name. You don't get to claim his family. You don't get to rewrite what you did as love. But I wasn't there. I was across town, drowning in tears, trying to understand how my life had fallen apart in just one night. That night, I barely slept. My body was exhausted, but my mind wouldn't stop spinning. I kept replaying Will's words over and over again. The way his voice cracked when he swore he didn't want her. The way he pleaded with me to believe him. And yet, no matter how many times I tried to remind myself he was the victim, the image of Luna and him together haunted me. It didn't matter that he said he was too drunk, that she targeted him, that he didn't even know she was alive. In my heart, it felt like betrayal. And that made me hate myself even more, because deep down I knew it wasn't his fault. He hadn't chosen this. He hadn't wanted her. And yet, I couldn't stop feeling like something sacred had been stolen from me. I laid there in the dark, staring at the ceiling, my chest rising and falling in uneven bursts, until finally the sun crept through the curtains. I dragged myself into the bathroom and caught my reflection in the mirror. My eyes were red and swollen, my skin pale. I barely recognized the girl looking back at me. By mid-morning, I found myself sitting on the edge of the guest house bed, clutching my phone, debating whether to call Will. Part of me wanted to hear his voice again, to hold on to the connection we'd built before everything shattered. But another part of me, an angrier, more protective part, wanted to throw my phone against the wall and cut him out of my life completely. Before I could decide, there was a knock on the door. My heart jumped. I knew it was him. I hesitated for a long moment, my hand hovering over the doorknob. Finally, I pulled it open, and there he was, standing there like a broken man. His eyes were bloodshot, his shoulders slumped, as if the weight of the world was pressing down on him. "Electra," he whispered, his voice raw. "Please, can we talk?" I wanted to slam the door. I wanted to scream at him for bringing this storm into my life. But instead, I stepped aside. He walked in, and for a moment, we just stood there in silence, the air between us thick with everything unspoken. "I can't stop thinking about it," I said finally, my voice shaking. "Her. You. That night. And now she's carrying your child." He flinched like the words physically hurt him. "Don't say it like that. It wasn't like that. She took advantage of me. I didn't even know what was happening until it was too late. You have to believe me." "I do believe you," I admitted, tears spilling down my cheeks. "But that doesn't make it hurt any less. That doesn't make it easier to live with." He reached for me again, but I pulled back. I couldn't handle his touch. Not yet. Then he told me something I hadn't expected, that when he confronted Luna, when he looked into her eyes, she wasn't sorry. Not even a little bit. She twisted everything, told him they were meant to be, that what happened between them was beautiful. He said she looked at him like he was already hers. The rage that burned in me hearing that was unlike anything I'd ever felt before. How dare she? How dare she rewrite the truth like that? Will was hurting, shattered, broken by what she did, and she was out there painting it as some fairy tale romance. And then the worst part, She was already parading around with his parents, Katie and Bill, acting like they were all going to be one big happy family. As if I was the outsider, the one who didn't belong. As if I wasn't the girl who had loved him, who had stood by him, who had dreamed of a future with him. I couldn't take it. I broke down again, sobbing so hard my whole body shook. Will dropped to his knees in front of me, his hands trembling as he held mine. "Electra, please," he begged. "Don't let her take you from me. Don't let her win. I love you. I don't care about her or that baby. I only care about you." I looked at him, his face wet with tears, his eyes full of desperation. And in that moment, I believed him. I believed that he loved me. I believed that what happened wasn't his fault. But that didn't erase the pain. It didn't erase the fact that Luna was still out there, carrying his child, twisting the story to make herself look like the victim, or worse, the heroine. And the sickest part? She was happy about it. I heard later that at Bill's house, she actually joked about the baby's name. Smirking, rubbing her stomach, acting like this was some fairy tale romance that just happened to end with her carrying Will's child. She even said, "Once Electra is out of the picture, Will and I will be together." That was the moment I realized she wasn't just dangerous. She was delusional. She wasn't going to stop. She wasn't going to back off. And if I wasn't careful, she was going to destroy everything I had left.